Alright, welcome back everybody to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. We are on Hurricane Land. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as the Cyan Scrin, we do have Panic. And his teammate just to his right as the green vanilla GDI, we do have Andre. And their opponent spawning in the upper right-hand corner as the purple black hand, we do have Death Sentence. And his teammate just to his right as the red GDI, we do have Cyberstorm. So some 2 versus 2 action on Hurricane Lands. Hurricane Lands, what map is that? Brand new map with 1.02 plus release 9. That's right, you heard me correctly. Release 9 is out and available to the public. Be sure to head out and download that from GameReplays.org. I'll leave the link in the description. Certainly check that out. It is quite fantastic. All the new maps as well as some nice bug fixes from CGF. Big thanks to CGF and Predator. These map packs as well as the patch are quite fantastic. And it's looking like on the left-hand side, it's going to be Andre going for the spikes here. And he is just trying to keep the number of rifleman squads that he needs on hand here to defend. But it looks like Cyberstorm's actually going to try to come down here and contest this. And he does have 2 rifleman squads here, and he's going to be able to get the kill on this rifleman squad as it's trying to dig in. And he will likely be able to get that engineer. No, actually, the foxhole does go down, but only a single member of that rifleman squad going to be still alive. But it's going to be forcing these 2 squads to run away. And it looks like actually Cyberstorm's going to choose to leave one of those squads behind to dig in here, and he's going to have definitely an advantage over Andre there. So good pickup from Cyberstorm, going to be getting away with both squads as well as grabbing a kill on that engineer. And we can see that Death Sentence is rocking up here and getting some nice shots off on this Harvester, who's going to be taking some damage from that GDI Harvester. Definitely wants to move that away. Let's take a look over in Panic space. We can see Panic up to 4 and 2, likely going for some additional economy. Actually, no, he's got a 3rd power plant, so perhaps going to be seeing tier 2 or something out of him. Perhaps even a crane. We'll have to see what he chooses to go for here. And it is going to be a crane, so we're going to be seeing a fast refinery from him on his expansion, going to be moving up to these 2 green Tiberium fields in the north. But let's take a look at Death Sentence. Death Sentence on the move to his expansion as well. No crane for him. Going to be just going with those 2 power plants as well, so he's actually in a low power state at this point. But Cyberstorm already on the move with his MCV and is actually already deployed here. Does have his 2nd power plant or perhaps even 3rd power plant. No, that is his 2nd power plant. So it was a quick expansion out of Cyberstorm, going to be leaving himself on low power. So he's going to be stacking up cash quite a bit there. But it's looking like actually Death Sentence getting some nice shots off on that Tiberium Spike, bringing it down to about 2/3 of its health. But actually down in the south, we're going to be seeing both Cyberstorm as well as Death Sentence going to be getting some nice shots off on that power plant. So putting these scouts to really good use here. Going to be forcing a watchtower drop as well as the repairs on that power plant, as Andre definitely does not want to be losing that. And actually Cyberstorm managing to move that rifleman squad just out of range. Going to be able to get a few more shots off on that power plant. Likewise in the north, we're going to be seeing Death Sentence still just picking away at that Tiberium Spike. Well, let's take a look over here, and we can see that it looks like Andre is going to be getting good eyes on the base of Death Sentence, or rather the original main base of Death Sentence. Going to be getting some good eyes on what's going on over here, getting a Harvester count. And we can see this Tiberium Spike still being whittled away, bringing it down to about 1/3 of its health. And let's take a look and see what Cyberstorm is up to. Cyberstorm going for some pit bulls of his own. He is rocking heavy on that economy as well, and actually dropping that 2nd War Factory, going for more and more pit bulls. So we're likely going to be seeing pit bull spam out of him. Going to be a nice way to just add that early game map control, which is definitely what you want to do. But this, look at the tank ability of this Confessor Cabal squad, just taking on all of the damage from those seeker tanks, just doesn't care whatsoever. But actually a scouting pitbull out of Andre, going to be getting good eyes on this force from Cyberstorm, and he does have a couple of Predator tanks here to defend, and we'll have to see if he's able to defend this off without losing any of these Harvesters. That's going to be crucial here. But Cyberstorm managing to claim one of the Predator tanks straight away, but a watchtower drop as well as additional reinforcing Predator tanks, just going to be doing so much damage here. And it's looking like Andre is going to be getting away without losing any Harvesters here, and that's going to be quite nice. Actually, no, it's looking like no, he does lose both of those pit bulls before they're able to get a shot off. That Harvester literally could not have any less health. Maybe if a rifleman squad started taking some damage off on it, it would actually manage to go down. But we're going to be seeing a counterattack by Panic in the north, getting some nice damage off on these Harvesters of Death Sentence, managing to claim at least 1, looks like 2 of these Harvesters, maybe more. Honestly, a 3rd one going down there just from what I could see. and a little glitch out there, but nothing to be concerned with. We do have the dual-handed nod drops actually managing to sell one of those off, but it's going to be forcing those Seeker tanks of Panic to fall back. But Panic definitely trading cost effectively there. But the Pitbulls, once again, for Cyberstorm, going to be rocking up to this fight here, going to be looking to claim some more Harvesters. But we do have an airfield down, actually dual Orca airfield down for Cyberstorm, so he's going to be looking to go for a heavy Orcas here, and that's going to be a really good choice. Actually, triple airfield Orca out of Cyberstorm. That is going to be great, as he has forced Andre to react to those Pitbulls, so he has gone for the heavy Predator tank spam, and there's just simply not going to be anything here to defend against these Orcas once they're on the move. But we do have Death Sentence on the move here with the Scorpion tanks. They do have the Dozer Blade upgrades, so Tier 2 down for Death Sentence, and he's going to be coming in here and trying to get some damage on these Harvesters. But the Predator tank defense, as well as the Lightning Spike drop out of Panic and Andre, is probably going to be enough to defend this. No, actually, a lot of these Predator tanks going down to these Scorpion tanks, but the Orca's rocking up from Cyberstorm and getting some massive splash damage kills off on these Harvesters. It looks like at least 2 Harvesters went down straight away, a third one, fourth one, fifth, 5 Harvesters going down, maybe more. I'm honestly not sure how many were stacked up, but that's actually all of the harvesting at this field for Andre, completely nullified. So what a great attack from Cyberstorm, but Panic up to Tier 3 going for Mechapedes, and is going to be defending against this infantry swarm out of Death Sentence, and is doing quite a nice job, but paying for it with two fully loaded Mechapedes. That is going to be quite costly, but actually we have Tier 4 down for Panic, so he does have that signal transmitter, so perhaps going to be seeing some packs, as we do have that gravity stabilizer out on the field. Would love to see some pack action on this map. It is quite a large map, and they would do quite well. But we're going to be seeing a Pitbull defense out of Cyberstorm, going to be forcing these Predator tanks to fall back here. But the Orcas once again rocking up to the cause, but the anti-air out of Andre just going to be absolutely murdering those Orcas as they come into range. And let's take a look and see what the losses were for Cyberstorm. And it looks like he did lose about 2 or 3 of those Orcas, but Mechapedes getting some nice shots off on these Orcas, as well as the Plasma Missile Battery. Just going to be claiming more and more of these Orcas. So just taking out so many Orcas. Let's take a look once again. And yes, he is down to half the amount of Orcas that he had before, so losing 6 Orcas in that last engagement across those 2 areas there, not going to be good for Cyberstorm, but those Orcas have definitely paid for themselves at this point. It's just a matter of making them more cost-effective as he goes along. And we do have a beacon down, so it looks like Andre has spotted this infantry/Shatterer tank army out of Cyberstorm, and Cyberstorm going to be looking to put some serious pressure on this base, and that Shatterer tank just going to be able to completely eradicate any of these Scorpion tanks as they move into range here, and those, or rather the Predator tanks. And the Predator tanks actually rallying up to the north, going to be looking to contend with these Pitbulls. But the Orcas once again rock up to the fight, and the Pitbulls are going to be used to take down the anti-air defense, and the Orcas just able to claim that additional Harvester kill. These Orcas are back on the move, but let's take a look and see what's going on with this fight here. And it's looking like Cyberstorm is going to be coming through pretty heavily here, dropping down a bunker as well, or rather a foxhole, just to keep those infantry on the front lines for a bit longer. And we do have a gravity stabilizer drop from Panic, going to be dropping that off here, maybe to get some Devastator warships out, as they are quite good against infantry. But let's take a look up in the north. We can just see a Rifleman squad getting cleaned up by a Black Hand squad, or rather a Confessor Cabal squad. But the packs out on the field for Andre, and Andre has got a huge air army here, rather not infantry. Going to be rolling out with 3 Devastator warships as well as 3 packs, so that is going to be quite nice. But the attack force from Cyberstorm just has not been stifled just yet. That Shatterer tank just being allowed to do so much damage here, and if he's able to get ranked up here, he's going to be able to do a significant amount of damage. These rocket squads just doing so much tanking, as well as just putting out so much DPS, and it looks like actually the Devastator warships are going to be rocking down to this fight in the south, and are going to be getting some nice shots off on these missile squads. But actually, one of these Devastator warships could be going down. We'll have to see if the Devastator warships are able to kill him off. And yes, it does look like he's going to be getting the kills off that he needs. And we do have actually upgraded Seeker tanks with both shields as well as shard launchers going to be coming in for Panic. So Panic looking really good in this fight, but we do have Orcas once again for Cyberstorm. just coming through and showing that air superiority that GDI has. And we do have a Mantis out on the field. Mantis out on the field, going to be dealing with these planetary assault carriers. And the Mantis, just the DPS that they have, it's just insane. But let's take a look in the north. Going to be Death Sentence rolling around with some Scorpion tanks here. We'll have to see if he's able to do some serious damage. But we have a Redeemer out on the field. Redeemer, and there's nothing here to defend. Panic is completely out of position. It is definitely time to start panicking. But an Annihilator Tripod coming out on the field at just the right time could potentially come in here and get an epic EMP off on this Redeemer. But the Rage Den as well as the Scorpion tanks rocking up to this fight going to be probably enough to defend this. But the shields coming online for the Annihilator Tripod as well. And it looks like actually Cyberstorm's going to be coming in to assist his ally here, bringing the Orcas in to absolutely destroy that Annihilator Tripod as it was getting there. But we do have these packs being completely destroyed by the anti-air out of Cyberstorm. And Cyberstorm just using the slingshots to such great effect there, doing a huge amount of damage. But it looks like he took a tremendous amount of losses, lost his entire base down here, completely missed that. I apologize for that, but we can see that Death Sentence, just there's absolutely no answer to this Redeemer, at least not yet, out of Panic or Andre. And these Scorpion tanks just trying to whittle down this Storm Column, but taking pretty severe losses here. And it looks like at least 2, maybe 3 of those Scorpion tanks are going to be going down. But the drone ship is going to be coming up and managing to get up and phased before that Tiberium Vapor Bomb coming in and going off. But he does need to be careful here, as the Redeemer does still have the ability to headbutt this phased drone ship. But the drone ship, just look how much damage it's taking. That is a laughable amount of damage. And the drone ship's like, don't care, I'm phased, bruh. So he's going to get away quite nicely, and we'll have to see if he's able to get to safety before these anti-air defenses are able to stay in range. And one Annihilator Tripod, actually a second one coming out as we speak, going to be trying to snipe down the anti-air out of Cyberstorm and Death Sentence. And it looks like Death Sentence is going to be paying for that with a couple of those Mantises. And we do have a Rage Den coming off from Death Sentence, going to be denying the movement orders on these Annihilator Tripods, but he cannot do this for too long. And it's looking like Death Sentence is going to be perhaps getting EMP'd here, and there's no support for this Redeemer. And the Redeemer, there's just nothing here. But we have the Decoy Army. I'm not quite sure if that's just as a joke, because obviously Panic is paying attention to this. He definitely wants to drop that Redeemer, and that Redeemer is going to be going down there to just those 2 Annihilator Tripods. Yes, and it does go down. And we can see a couple of Predator tanks as well as some some missile squads out of Andre going to be rocking up to this fight and actually managing to snipe down some additional economy from Cyberstorm. But the Orcas once again coming in along with the Rifleman squad, likely from either some sold off structures or perhaps a base defense or what have you, just here to defend this off. And he's going to be able to defend that off, but he does lose a Harvester in the process. These Annihilator Tripods once again rocking up to the fight here for Panic. Definitely going to be the EMP of that, or rather the MVP is what I was trying to say, of that last fight, managing to drop that Redeemer. This Tripod looks like it took the kill on that one, as it is ranked up. But the Obelisk drop from Death Sentence is going to be enough. But we have a Commando out on the field for Death Sentence. Can he get in here and drop both of these Tripods? But the Tripod managing to get an epic crush off on that Harvester here, and it looks like the Orcas are going to come in and drop that additional Tripod. But we do have a Devastator warship here, just getting absolutely massacred by the anti-air defenses from Cyberstorm. And we can see Cyberstorm moving out once again with these Orcas, but the Orcas being caught out of position by these Pitbulls, managing to claim a decent number of these Pitbulls, but are going to be forced to fall back here, going to be taking a tremendous amount of damage, and Cyberstorm is in a tricky position here. But Death Sentence is going to be rocking up to this fight with some Tiberium Core missile attack bikes. So Tib Core done for Death Sentence, and he's going to be taking out the remainder of these Pitbulls. Going to be taking some losses in the process, but nothing too serious. And we do have the Commando here actually taking some shots from this Devastator warship. It doesn't look like Death Sentence is paying attention here, is poised to lose this Commando, and that Commando is brought down to such low health. Death Sentence, please micro that away. No, that shot is definitely going to be the end of that Commando. Commando going down, but doing a nice job of holding the line for Death Sentence all the same. And we're going to be seeing these attack bikes from Death Sentence going to be rocking down to the south, and is likely going to be going in for some more economy harass. But Cyberstorm is already on the case here, coming down and annihilating additional harvesters, but the shard launcher upgrade plasma missile batteries just doing so much damage to this aircraft, and some additional rockets from those rocket squads going to be enough to claim the remainder of those orcas. And we can see the bikes actually getting cleaned up by Andre as well. But Cyberstorm moving in with these slingshots, going to be able to claim an additional Devastator warship and a Tiberium Catalyst missile, coming in and claiming two refineries, as well as potentially some harvesters. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't paying attention close enough. But actually, we do have a beacon coming in as well, so perhaps going to be seeing a Tiberium Vapor Bomb or maybe an Orca Strike. I'm not quite sure what is coming in just yet. But we have beacons coming down from Cyberstorm, and actually it is going to be an Orca Strike there, but Orcas rocking up to this fight here, going to be looking to snipe down the Reclamator hub, and this could be huge for Cyberstorm and Death Sentence. Panic and Andre not quite sure what they're going to be able to do, and it looks like he's going to be losing the refinery here too. Hard-pointed Orcas. Hard-pointed Orcas, just so much DPS. So much DPS. And what do Panic and Andre have left? They do still have that construction yard that Andre has, and actually Panic still has his drone platform, surprisingly enough, taking some serious damage from this Confessor Cabal squad, and it just looks like Panic just simply doesn't have anything left at this point. Let's see what he's dropped. He does have a power plant and a couple of harvesters, but he's definitely going to be losing those harvesters to this Redeemer if it is paying attention. No, it looks like Panic is going to get away with those harvesters, but the Redeemer out of Death Sentence just going to be marching in here for the final assault. Just nothing here to defend from Panic and Andre, and this is likely GG. Not quite sure what these guys are going to be able to do against this Redeemer and a huge number of Orcas. Look at that Orca swarm. Just insane amount of Orcas, and they're hard-pointed, so each one has 7 missiles. Just so much DPS, so much damage capabilities here, and we're actually going to be seeing the Orcas managing to take out one of the Hammerheads, and that is not going to be good at all. What great control from Cyberstorm to manage to take out that Hammerhead, targeting the infantry that were garrisoning inside of it at the time. And actually, we do have Death Sentence managing to climb over here with his MCV. And let's see what we have for Panic and Andre. Andre managing to sneak a sneaky crane down here into the bottom left-hand corner, and is potentially building something else. But both of these guys, not quite sure what they have left. Panic has been defeated. Not quite sure if Andre is going to make a last stand here. No, that is going to be it. Panic and Andre being defeated by Death Sentence and Cyberstorm here on Hurricane Lands. What an epic 2 versus 2 on a brand new map here. Let's take a quick look at the resources graph. 17 minutes, 21 seconds. Pretty solid game. Certainly an interesting setup here. Let's take a look at the resources tab. Panic! Look at that resource boom that he had over the early game. Wow, just look at that. And packs, man, are so expensive, but he showed that he was able to get them up and running pretty early on. And if it wasn't for Cyberstorm getting out that great anti-air defense and able to shut that down with his partner there, Death Sentence, with the Mantis support, as well as the anti-air drops, I'm not quite sure what they would have been able to do, as once those packs are able to mass up to a critical mass, there's just simply no stopping them. They're just so good against everything. But Andre and Panic being defeated here. Let's see, Andre showing that he was not able to keep his economy up and running for the majority of the game. Cyberstorm just doing such a great job with those Orcas of just shutting down the economy of Andre. And when you're down that much in a game, it's just so hard to be supportive of your teammate and just be on the front lines doing the harassment that you need to do in order to keep your opponents at bay as well. So Cyberstorm was just able to get up to those triple airfield Orcas and just able to run the map for the majority of the game. Panic putting a great attack down in the south on the expansion of Cyberstorm, but just simply not enough. And let's take a look at quickly at the stats page, and we can see that it looks like Cyberstorm coming through with a 1.35 KD, so that's going to be pretty good considering that he was GDI. But Andre down to that 0.88 Death Sentence, surprisingly enough, playing as Black Hand down to that 0.65. Granted, with the infantry, it does make it a bit difficult to get that KD to be reflective of what you actually lost. But anyways, great game from these guys. Certainly interesting to see those new maps and a nice setup. So I'm certainly looking forward to seeing some more games on these new maps. You'll likely see some more of the new maps coming out in some more recent VODs, as that is really what I'm going to be focusing on at this point. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed getting the cast out, and I'll see you all next time. But we do have charged particle beam shredder turrets, as well as a single purifier here out on the field for Illusion. We'll have to see if he's able to continue to defend off this Redeemer engineering facility. It looks like he is.